It's Mickeeley and Samantha Nichole here for
Hello.
Friday Flow. We are so excited to be here and to guide you through this and dive into the things that we are passionate about. So really quickly, we just want to take a second to introduce ourselves and then we're going to get started. Do you want to go ahead?
Yes, I will. Hi, everyone. I'm Samantha Nichole, creator and founder of Mindful Mama Wellness. And I am a life coach, a yoga meditation teacher, energy practitioner, and I love to help women reignite their energy the all natural way, mind, body, and spirit, using these tools and techniques like yoga, breath work, and meditation. So I'm excited to share some of these self-healing inner transformation tools with you today, as well as tapping into that divine feminine energy, our cyclical nature. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Of course. And I'm Mickeeley, for those of you that don't know. I am the creator of Mystica Monarch, a human design business that's all about helping women disconnect from societal standards and really tap into who they are at their core and live a life that is authentic to that. Our goal when we work together, or when you listen to me, is to tap in and discover your soul self so that you can elevate your life and just live a life of abundance and alignment. And yeah, so let's dive in. And Samantha's going to lead us through some somatics to kick us off, and I'm super excited to get started.
Okay, here we go. So the intention of Gentle Flow Friday is that we gently flow into our day. And when we wake up in the morning, when we rise and shine, our bodies have been stuck and stagnant in that sleeping position. So we want to make sure we open everything up, and we're going to get started with that. So if you are seated, let me change my view here. If you are seated, I've got this comfy meditation pillow, but you can be on your mat, wherever is comfortable for you. And we're just going to start out with some hip circles. So I like to ground down and place my hands on my thighs, on my knees. You can give your body a little self-love touch, a little squeeze, and then we're just going to roll forward. Oh, you hear my snap, crackle, and pop, and then come backwards. So we're just going to do a full circle. You can inhale and then exhale. Notice how you hear my breath. I want your breath to guide you through these movements. Use your hands to really hold on and force that body, right? Your back as you round your spine and come forward. Let's switch and go to the other side. Exhale on the way back. Inhale forward. Awesome. Let's go ahead and take your left arm over, plant your right hand down. You can spread your fingertips wide and just stretch right on over. You can wiggle your fingertips, stretching out the left side body. You can breathe in, open up. Let me move this angle so you can really see. I really get in here. Big deep breaths on that side. Plant the left hand down, spread the fingertips apart. Reach up and over with your right hand, stretching the left side body. And you don't have to be stuck in these movements. So if it feels good to open up wide, cactus arm, this right arm back, just breathe into that right side body. Allowing the flow of new energy. Love it. Okay, let's cross over. Left arm, you can use your right arm to kind of lock in and then look away. Get that neck stretch in. Big breath in and out. You can shake it out. And then switch, right arm across the body, looking to the right. Big breath in and out. Lovely. Okay. So hands in prayer position. I love to create some friction when we are working with our energy, when we are practicing movements that open up the body and expand the body. We can really feel our energy. And we know this because we feel it, right? So if you are in the grocery store and you feel somebody else's energy, right? You know that's not your energy. We cultivate our own. So if you rub your palms back and forth, close your eyes, take a big deep breath, sit up nice and tall. And on that exhale, slowly pull your palms apart. Feel that energy between your palms that you created. I love to imagine this as like a ball of light, my energy. I can hold it sacred near my heart, right? I can pull it outside of me. I can morph it, right? Metamorphosis. I know one of Mickeeley's favorite words, right? This is your beautiful sacred energy. So hands at prayer position, take a deep breath in. Honoring your natural energy, your natural rhythm and flow. Exhale, let it all go. Beautiful. We're going to end our somatics with some priming breath work. Okay. I love to prime before I start my day. It awakens me, it energizes me, it gives me more clarity, focus, attention. And again, we're cultivating that energy from within. So we're going to inhale and reach our arms up, and then exhale, pull them in. Okay, so we're going to speed it up. We're going to find our own cadence. If you get lightheaded or dizzy, you can stop, lick your lips, take a drink of water at any point in time. Let's have some fun here. Okay, ready? Inhale up, exhale down. Few more times. Exhale, place your palms in your lap. Have this gentle stillness with yourself right now. This peaceful resonance with your inner being. How beautiful is this? Just a few minutes a day to practice breathing, moving, mindfully setting that intention for our day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste.
Okay, before we start moving too much, I just want you to close your eyes or keep your eyes closed and just notice your body, how your body feels. For me, my body is tingling, it is lit up, and this is how I feel when I tap into my soul self. When I am connected and one with her, I feel like I have a million little sparklers just radiating throughout me. So however you're feeling, just take notice of that. And I want you to think of one word that describes how you feel right now after that priming breath work. And then if you want to share it in the chat, that would be amazing. If you want to write it down, that's cool too. But just really tap in and feel how your body feels. So for me, it's radiating. Kimmy says hers is connected and grounded. Yes. Connected to our soul self, alive. Yes. So, what you just did is a form of deconditioning. It's a form of tuning out the world around you and connecting with yourself. And so, that's what I'm going to talk about today is deconditioning, because from the time that we're born, especially as women, what toys are women given, or little girls? They get baby dolls, they get little stuffed animals that they play house with. And I'm not saying that these things are inherently wrong, but from the time that we're born, we're being conditioned to take care of other things, other people. Our baby dolls are real babies to us when we're 4, 5, 6 years old. We have names for them, we dress them up. And so from the time that we're born, it's being ingrained in us, whether maliciously or not, I don't believe so, that we need to take care of other people. We need to take care of our surroundings. Little girls are also given toy kitchens and cleaning supplies, toy cleaning supplies. So being able to come back and shut all of that out and connect to yourself. You don't have to put your house chores and your children and your partner before you. You get to fill you up first. You get to fill your soul up first before pouring into all these things. So let's talk about deconditioning. I want you to, if you have a pen and paper, I want you for a second to grab your pen and paper and just write down any beliefs that you hold. Now, let whatever comes to your mind flow. This can be beauty standards that you hold. This could be political views that you hold. This could be any kind of way of living that you hold in your beliefs. Your self-worth, if you have any beliefs around self-worth, or anything that has to do with the beliefs that you have. Write some of these down, and I'm going to give you just a second to get some of these on paper. If you're struggling to think of some, think about this. This will help you get some of those beliefs. Think about what you want in life, something that you're trying to manifest, and then think about why you don't have that. What comes up? Is there a belief that comes up, like you're not good enough or you're not smart enough? These are beliefs that you have been conditioned to believe. So it doesn't have to be, such concrete beliefs. It can be thoughts that we hold about ourselves. And then once you have these written down, I want you to just look at these one by one and think about where they came from. Go through your beliefs and see if you can figure out where these beliefs come from. Does it come from something that you were told in your childhood? Does it come from something you saw an influencer or celebrity do or say? Does it come from something traumatic that happened in your past? And I just want you to either jot down or just acknowledge in your mind where these come from. And then what I want you to do is, if you just want to pick one for this and then do more after, or if you want to power through and do them all now, I want you to pick one of your beliefs to start with. And I want you to rewrite that belief in a way that serves you. So maybe your belief is that you aren't smart enough, right? Who says that you're not smart enough? Where did that come from? Maybe for me, it's getting grounded because I made a B and I wasn't smart enough. So I got punished for that, right? Now, how can I rewrite that? My belief is I don't have to be the smartest person in the room, but I can be secure in the knowledge that I do have, because I have knowledge that some people don't have. And that's okay. You don't have to be the best. Hey, Lexi. So Just sit with these and rewrite them in a way that feels good to you, in a way that serves you, in a way that lights your body up, the way that you just felt after the somatics and the breath work. Get that feeling back. How does it feel when you write the new belief? Does it give you that same feeling? If not, then let's keep working on it. If it does, then great. Let's integrate that. Kimmy says, people won't take me as seriously as a designer because I'm not a man. Comes from society and past trauma worthiness. Now I need to rewrite this. Yes. Yes. So how can you rewrite that in a way that is empowering and that serves you? Not everybody wants that masculine energy in their business. A lot of people want that feminine energy. They feel more comfortable with women. They love the flow that the feminine brings. Not good enough, must be perfect, be pretty, fit in. Yes. Now recognizing where those beliefs come from and then rewriting them in a way that serves you, that empowers you. I use my feminine energy power to create badass worthy designs. Yes. And does that bring back that feeling? Does that bring back your sense of groundedness and connected? Because that is powerful. Being able to tap into your feminine and recognize that you are a feminine goddess. You have that energy. You use that energy to your benefit. Comes from family, childhood, society. Yes. I am whole and complete as I am. I am more than enough just as I am. Yeah. And writing these down on Post-it notes and hanging them around, saying them to yourself, doing the priming, and then as you're feeling that in your body, just integrating this and saying this to yourself, creating those new grooves in your brain. My weight definitely comes into play. People won't take me seriously if I'm overweight because my weight doesn't match what I preach about. Yes, and I struggle with this too. And it wasn't until, a couple weeks ago that I really shut that out and did what made me happy. I wore clothes that made me happy. I do with my body what makes me happy. And I don't care if people don't like it because just like I tell my son every single day, the way that someone feels about what I'm doing is not my problem. It's not. And just like these beliefs, if these beliefs aren't serving you, let's go with the weight because that's one that I definitely resonate with. What does your weight hold you back from doing? Does it hold you back from showing up as your true authentic self? Does it hold you back from maybe wearing the clothes that you want to wear? We have to get so comfortable with ourselves that the opinions of other people don't bother us because we can't take that personally. That's a them problem and not a us problem. If we are living in alignment with our soul self, if we are tapped in, tuned in, and in that energy, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter what other people say, the way that they look at you, because they're going to think about you for 4 seconds and then they're going to be judging the next person. It's a them problem, not a you problem. Goddess energy, yes, all bodies are worthy. Yeah. And there's a huge push for this, but society for hundreds and hundreds of years have had standards for our bodies. Who cares? Who cares what my body looks like? It's my body. I'm living in it. The glow when you have confidence. Yes, others can feel your confidence when you let go. Absolutely. If I hadn't stayed small, people may not notice. Yeah, and that's a big one. We have to be able to come out of that shell to be able to shine as our true selves. And this takes time. Like, I'm not saying like you're going to rewrite your belief and you're going to be going out in a thong bikini strutting your stuff. Like, it takes time. It does. So give yourself that that allowance of taking baby steps. Maybe tomorrow you wear a spaghetti strap, and then maybe next week you wear a sports bra, and like you just slowly push yourself more and more until you can integrate these new beliefs and you're living it. Learning this, and it has improved so much. The conference really broke me open my shell. I wore a belly shirt around the house yesterday to get into, yeah. And I used to do this too. I used to wear the sports bras, like the clothes that I wanted to wear. I would wear them in my house and I would hype myself up. I would look at myself in the mirror and be like, yes, you look like a bad bitch today. Now go show other people because other people want to see it. Yeah, feel into it, integrate, embody. Yeah, so what we're doing right now is we are deconditioning. So think about this. Okay, your soul is right here, right in your heart, okay? And from the time that we're born, let's pretend that these beliefs, these old beliefs, are paper mache. And they just keep piling up and gluing and gluing and piling up. And it's creating this like crust around our soul selves. So by the time that we become adults and we have the enlightenment and the awareness of who we are, and like, oh, I don't necessarily hold the same beliefs that my parents hold or that other people in my family hold. Now we have to start cracking through those layers, right? And this takes time. This is not something that you can do overnight. This takes 7 years. Have you ever heard that our body, our cells, it takes 7 years for us to fully regenerate as humans? Same with deconditioning. It takes 7 years to fully break through all those layers and let our light shine. And it's a process, and it's not going to be rainbows and butterflies. It's not going to be putting on your two-piece and going to a dance party. There's going to be times where you're laying in bed crying because old trauma gets brought up that you now get to work through to get to the other side. And that's not to scare anyone, but that's just to set a realistic expectation that it's beautiful, but it's painful. And there's beauty in the pain, and there's beauty in working through that pain to be able to shine brighter. So I want you to think about these new beliefs that you have written down, that you are ready to integrate. And I want you to think of one way this weekend that you can start integrating one of your beliefs. And tell me in the chat, what's one way that you can start integrating a new belief that you are going to start integrating? How can you begin to integrate that? And it doesn't have to be one that you already shared. It can be a different one that you have written down. But one way that you can step into your soul self this weekend, that you can tap into her just a little bit more. And as you begin doing this, you're going to gain more confidence. You're going to gain more awareness. You're going to be more in tune with not only your soul self, but your body. It's amazing. So I've been doing this, and people are going to not like us, right? But that's fine. Who cares? If they don't like you, okay. There's 7 billion people in the world. Somebody will. Multiple people will. And the only way to find those true friendships and those true supporters is by being your true self. Okay, so with that being said, I just want to leave you with a few more ways to decondition. You can always journal about your beliefs and diving into more beliefs. And this is really cool to do when you get triggered, because when you get triggered, that trigger is something that you need to look at with a magnifying glass, right? So whenever you get triggered, pulling out your journal, writing down, okay, what triggered me? What belief is behind this? Is this my belief? If not, can I rewrite this belief? So keeping a journal for you to write down the beliefs that pop into your mind, or maybe you're out somewhere and a thought pops into your head about someone else. Like, let's say you see somebody walking down the road and they're wearing a two-piece, and that like triggers you, and you have like a judgmental thought in your brain. Where did that come from? Is it because you don't feel comfortable enough walking in a two-piece? Journal it out. Journaling is a huge part of deconditioning. Sitting with yourself. If you can be even alone in complete silence, no music, no TV, no kids, no pets, but just be in your own energy for 10 to 15 minutes each day, that's going to help you a lot. Because when you're sitting there and it's quiet, your mind has nothing to focus on except the thoughts. And you recognizing these thoughts and saying, okay, thank you for that, and then dismissing it. And then you're going to come to one and you're like, oh, where did that one come from? Journal it. Other ways to decondition is creating essential oil blends that support you and your human design chart, the way that you were energetically made up. And if you want to talk more about that, we can have private messages with that. Getting in nature, doing sound healing, doing like we did earlier with the yoga and the breath work, connecting and living mindfully. These are all ways that you can decondition and really start tapping in to your soul self. And the more you do that, the more aware of your own body you're going to become. And so now I want to turn it over to Samantha so that she can talk to us about our cyclical nature as women and give us a little bit of information on that.
This is so good, you guys. Learning human design from Mickeeley and learning, she calls it discovering your soul self, having that, yes, that is me kind of confirmation and validation felt so good. And then, like she said, these mindfulness practices of deconditioning all that you've learned and made yourself out to be for other people. And that's the thing that I see in a pattern here is we're not around people that make us feel like ourselves or that we can be ourselves. So finding people that align with that, and the more you do these practices, the more you'll find people that are into these practices too. I've been practicing these for years now, 6-7 years of these morning and evening routines, even adding them into the day when I need them, right? Taking that essential oil out or the supplements, or doing the breath work in my car on my lunch break, right? Just to come back home, come back to my truth, because there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of distraction. So thank you for all of that. So something else that I have learned and come to know and love and use along the way is cycle syncing. So if you are a woman, if you have a menstrual cycle, right, think about Mother Nature and her cycles. Okay. Mother Nature once a year goes through her cycles: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And as women, okay, part of Mother Nature, we go through those same 4 seasons and cycles, but we don't do it once a year. We do it once a month. Okay. We do it once a month. All right. That winter time, that death and dying, right? The falling away, we're bleeding. Okay. That's our menstrual phase, right? When winter's done and spring starts to come back up and it blossoms, right? That's our follicular phase. We start to feel better after our periods, right? Our hormones start to raise up, right? After spring comes summertime, right? Everything's hot. We are in heat. We're ovulating. Okay. And then coming back around to fall, when everything's kind of slowly, going back in again, that's our luteal phase. Okay. This is so important. And I cannot believe that I was 30 something years old when I learned about the 4 phases of my cycle. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And I have Mickeeley, if you can let me share my screen, I would love to show you a visual representation of what this looks like, because I think that seeing it, if you're a visual learner like me, I think that seeing it is definitely helpful. If I can. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Can you see this? How's that? Yes? Okay. So just like these trees depict, right? We have our inner winter, inner spring, inner summer, and inner fall. And these correlate with our phases: our menstrual phase that lasts 1 to 7 days, follicular phase, 8 to 10 days, ovulation phase, 15 to 21 days, and then luteal phase, 22 to 28 days. That is our month. Ladies, that is our cyclical nature. When we look at it in a chart like this, right, we can see how menstruation starts right up here, our inner winter, we're reflective, detaching, stillness, interconnection, surrender, right? Then we move along into our follicular phase, our inner spring, right? We're getting focused and motivated and assertive and playful. And then we move into ovulation. We're in heat, we're fertile, we're magnetized, we are attracting, right? Like it's natural, it's in our essence. And then back around to luteal phase, when we have that insight, the discernment, we're completing our tasks, right? So looking at this from a hormonal chart, we can see that these 28 days, we have these hormones, progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone that flow through our bodies, that this is the reason, right? And I love to say, you are not crazy, you're cyclical. And when you understand your cyclical nature, then the world is at your fingertips. So honoring your body, doing these mindfulness practices, right? When you tap in, tune in, turn on, and all the way up your soul self, and you're radiating that energy from within, not anybody else's, right? All of the distractions, all the noise, right? Not anything that you've conjured up over your lifetime, but your authentic self. When you find that, right? When you find that, it's amazing. It's incredible. So yes, I teach something called FemFlow, where we dive into this a little bit more. And I correlate these to 5 pillars, 5 main pillars: your brain and your body, right? Because your mindset changes, okay? And so does your body hormonally. What you're eating, your nutrition, okay? When you think about this, when you are menstruating, you're losing those nutrients, right? You need more iron intake during this phase. So when you know what nutrition to focus on during these phases of your cycle, you're naturally going to feel better. The cravings are going to go away. You're just going to be in alignment. Same with fitness, the 3rd pillar. When you are menstruating, it is not time to go hard in the gym. You don't feel like it. You need to honor your body. Okay, that's the time to do yin yoga, restorative, walking, Pilates. When you're ovulating, when you're in heat, when you're ready and roaring to go, that's the time to sign up for a boot camp class. Okay, that's the time when you're really gonna, hone in on that. And then parenting, right? As mothers, as women, sometimes we feel disconnected from our kids. Sometimes we need that alone time. So they need their alone time, right? Sometimes we want to be playful and bake with them. There's an inner you that is guiding all of this. So you got to be able to trust that. And then our 5th pillar with relationships. And you can say this with love. You can say this with friendships, your community, business partnerships. When you understand your cycle, right? That brain and body, those hormones fluctuating, then you naturally know. I do my sales calls when I'm menstruating because my communication is on point. I am able to articulate because of the hormones fluctuating in my body. That's the time for me. That's the time when I shine, right? So I can be all comfy, cozy, with my, blanket and my coffee and having a sales call and feeling great, right? So understanding the 4 phases of your cycle and how categorically in our lives we flow through these. So let's see, tracking and syncing your cycle. You can do this through apps, right? There's tons of apps. Moody is one of them. Reading books. The books that I have read is called In the Flow by Alyssa Vitti. Journaling, like Mickeeley said, and having planners where you can see, okay, this is where I'm at right now. And the easiest way for me to track this is naturally, right? By the moon's energy. Every month we have a full moon and a dark moon. Every month the moon is full and every month the moon is dark. When you know your cycle around the moon, you're better able to predict how your month is going to go. So in just a few days, we're going to have a full moon in Capricorn, I believe. And I know for me that when the full moon comes, I'm ovulating. So when I see that full moon in the sky, I'm ready and roaring, right? I'm fired up. I'm ovulating during this time. In 2 weeks, when the new moon comes, that's when I get my period. So I know that being able to track and sync your cycle is so powerful. You are taking your power back as a woman. And and we're not robots, right? This is nature. Okay. So you may switch depending on the energies, right? So that all takes into account too. So once you understand these, your life just gets better. It gets in flow. You're in happy harmony with your hormones, right? And you're not beating against it. So that's what I wanted to share with you all today. So thank you, Mickeeley, for letting me put that piece in with FemFlow and our cyclical nature.
Of course. So if you don't already track your cycle, I highly recommend just having a notebook that you can journal all things. And if you get a notebook for this, you can track every day, like if you have like any symptoms like tenderness in your breast, cramps, and then also writing like the moon phase. It's cool to like go back and see the pattern and how it all connects. But to kind of close this out, we just want to invite you to think about how you feel taking in all this information in and seeing if it's still the same as after the breath work. If you're feeling good, if you're feeling like, I want to know more around this, I want to be able to integrate these into my life more. We want to invite you to really consider coming and spending a weekend with us in Asheville, where we are going to dive into this. We're going to be practicing mindfulness in the mornings. We're going to be leading more in-depth workshops around deconditioning and around FemFlow. We're going to have worksheets and printables that are already going to be printed for you to take home, and really just be in this energy for an entire weekend, Thursday through Sunday. We're going to do sound baths in the forest, fireside chats at night, a full moon ceremony that's going to be happening while we're there. And I just want to share the link with you really quickly in the chat so you can find out more information. This is an all-inclusive trip. The only thing you have to provide is your transportation to and from Asheville. If you're local to me, you can ride with me. You can fly into the Asheville or the Charlotte airport, and one of us will pick you up. And all you have to do is commit and pay $50 down. And if you can do that by Sunday at noon Eastern time, you're going to get 2 bonuses. So I'm going to speak on mine first. For me, if you pay the $50 deposit, then you would only have to pay $505 left. You're going to get a one-on-one soul self-discovery session with me in person in Asheville, where we will go find a corner, we will sit, we will go over your human design chart, we will dive in. You will have the opportunity to ask me all kinds of questions and really begin integrating this with us while we're here. So that's if you pay the $50 deposit by Sunday at noon. And then Samantha also has a great bonus that she's going to add in if you want to share.
Yes. So I am going to offer a soulful session, right, where we do coaching, yoga, breath work, and meditation. It is a power hour that focuses on you and the things that you need to get done, right, to open up your body, to have that expansion. And I am so excited. The pictures of this place is magical. It is in the mountains, there's trees, it's secluded. Like when she's talking about the fireside chats and the sound healing and making smoothie bowls in the morning, like these times of intimate connections are incredible. But the power is when you take it home. The power is, hey, I learned this, at this place, and now I'm going to take this energy home and teach it to your kids, right? Teach it to your families, like really integrate these, wonderful techniques and practices. And I have seen in the years that I've done this, when you radiate, especially as a woman, right? Gone are the days when there was the man of the house. Okay. The true leader of the house is the woman. And when the woman is provided for and taken care of, and she is in her essence and flow and energy, best believe that everybody else in that household is going to feel amazing. So that is what we're teaching in Asheville. so that when you come home, you have that beautiful feminine energy that just radiates. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Opening and closing cacao ceremonies to connect with Abuelita Cacao, to feel that love radiate through you. The workshops, the sound baths, the hot tub, the connection. It's just going to be great. And we would love to have you there. We only have 5 spots. So if you want to get in by Sunday at 12 to get these freebies, these bonus, that is well over $200 in value for the price of $50 and coming with us. So I just want to take this time to open the floor if anybody has any questions about what we covered or about Asheville, or maybe if something that we said stuck out and you want to share. I would love for you to unmute yourself and share, or type anything in the chat. And then we're going to wrap this up, and hopefully we will get to connect more in the coming days.
Yes, yes.
And if nobody has any questions, or you don't want to share here, you can always reach out to me or Samantha individually, or put us in a group chat on Facebook or whatever. And we are more than happy to talk to you or get on a call with you one-on-one to see if this is a good fit for you, or to help you dive in to a mindful practice, to syncing your cycle, to deconditioning with human design. But okay, with that being said, we will see you on the next one. And thank you so much for being here. This means a lot to us to be able to come into the space and share our own magic with you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
See y'all on the next one.